Hello, everybody. Welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and this is going to be a little chit chat about the astrology that we're up against for November. And so we are officially out of eclipse season. We're done with the eclipses, but I don't feel the energy is going to be that easy breezy for November. We're kind of learning to be our own spiritual hero. I just feel there's a lot still spinning, and there's still quite a few planets in retrograde. And so we're still going to be experiencing a lot of things happening to us in the month of November. We're still going to have to deal with a lot of life challenges and likely a lot of adversities. But the bonus at the end of all of this is self-mastery, right? And so we're in the midst of Scorpio season. Some really big things to look out for and maybe mark the calendar for November would be November the 4th, Saturn stationing direct. And so it will be at 0 degrees Pisces. And so this is a very powerful anaretic degree. I've talked about this quite a bit. It's like this pure Pisces energy. So when we're at a 0 degree, an analytical degree like that, we're in the purest essence of the Piscean energy of that Piscean archetype. And with Saturn stationing direct, I just feel like what we've all reflected upon when it comes to our spirituality, there's going to be a significant outer shift in our reality with Saturn stationing direct. And so Pisces is all about the imagination, right? It's all about the mystical realms when it comes to spirituality. I'm a Pisces rising. And so I think a lot of things for myself have been triggered when it comes to, am I really stepping into my purest essence? And so questioning, right? You might find yourself questioning, or a lot of questions surfacing when it comes to the house of Pisces within your own birth chart. And so it's all going to depend on how you've approached your own healing journey, how these energies are going to affect you, and what it is that you're going to need to be navigating through in order to improve your life. So be aware of that. We will still be in the post-shadow retrograde period for a little while. We also have on November the 8th, Venus is going to be entering into Libra. And so this is a very domicile energy. Venus is going to feel at home in Libra. Two of the home signs for Venus is Libra and Taurus. And so this is the energy of balance, karmic justice, exaltation, I feel, for a lot of the divine feminines on the journey. And so this is a strong energy of, have you instilled dignity in your life? So if there's any Venus related themes that have been unaddressed or that have been imbalanced in the past, there's likely going to be some type of activation or event around relationships taking place as Venus enters into Libra. So anything that really isn't reciprocal and balanced, after Venus being in Virgo, paying attention to the fine details and being all about this self-critical energy, now is the time, I feel, to find that balance. 333 on the timer. And so whatever house Venus has been triggering in your own personal chart, I feel, get ready for a very specific revelation to that specific area in your housing within your life when it comes to all of these Venusian energies kind of shifting, right? Because we're going to go from the 29 degrees Virgo, which is going to feel pretty heavy, pretty critical, into the 0 point of Libra, which is unlimited potential to create reciprocal balance within relationships. On November the 10th, Mercury will finally get out of Scorpio and enter into Sagittarius. And so I feel this is also the fall energy. Mercury has a really hard time being in Sagittarius. It's kind of considered the detriment. And so wherever you have Sagittarius placements, there's likely going to be some type of negative repercussions when it comes to the archetypal Mercurian energy that's going to be bringing forward in the collective. And so this is all about facts. It's all about the facts, I feel, and facts are all really based on personal perspective, where we're kind of figuring out our own personal perspective versus the general collective perspective. And so I do feel there's going to be a lot of abstract thinking with Mercury and Sagittarius, and there's going to be a realignment. And so if you have any mutable placements like Gemini, Virgo, or Sag, I do feel these energies are going to really affect you when it comes to finding that deeper meaning of it all, right? Like when it comes to learning all of these very painful life lessons and just the meaning of your life in general. And so this is going to be a very philosophical process as Mercury transits through Sagittarius. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, which is all about luck and expansion. And I do feel this is where many of us are going to be reaching that point on our journey of absolute truth, absolution. And so if you've been skipping the details, if you've been ignoring the signs, I do feel get ready for a very powerful catalytic conclusion in your life. And so I just feel Mercury in Sagittarius, it is all about receiving the facts. So you might receive some news of some sort, but I do feel it's like the cold, hard truth and nothing but the truth. And so sometimes the Sagittarius energy can give us a good swift kick in the butt on the journey. And so I do feel minds are going to be more imaginative, more explorative when it comes to this expansion within the collective consciousness. And maybe we'll all start to see the Sagittarian views of the world, which is all about looking at things from the bright side, the possibilities, and embracing new adventures. We will have the new moon in Scorpio on November the 13th, and this is going to be at 20 degrees. And so I feel this is where we're starting a brand new cycle. The new moon in Scorpio is going to be closely conjunct Mars. And we also have the Sun and Mars in really close proximity to this throughout the month. And so I just feel this is like the energy of getting honest with yourself. What do you want? What do you really want in your life? I'm hearing the Spice Girl song, tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. I wanna, but it is really about going into our deepest, darkest desires, right? There's a powerful force being brought forward with the new moon in Scorpio. And so what is it that you deeply desire? The universe is always wanting to conspire in our favor to make those happenings, right? But we have to be honest with ourselves about our deeply seated desires. Scorpio is a very fixed water sign. It holds deep, deep emotions. And so if you want to manifest your desires, you have to be clear about what it is that you want. And you have to be willing to take that very first step towards what it is that you want and take that risk, right? Without that risk, there really is no reward. And so I feel the new moon in Scorpio is really going to open up a doorway of opportunities to gain that clarity when it comes to our deepest, darkest desires, right? And so initiations, when it comes to this powerful co-creative journey that we're here in conjunction with the universal energies. So get ready for that new moon in Scorpio on November the 13th. On November the 18th, we'll have the Sun in Scorpio conjunct Mars in Scorpio at 26 degrees. I feel this is the energy of like what goes around comes around. This is where we start a brand new 2-year Mars cycle as well. And this is where we're learning to be the hero of our own life, right? Nobody's coming to save us. We got to do the work. We got to put in the hard work and the time to transform our lives on this spiritual quest, on this spiritual journey. And so get ready to face where you've been running from something. Maybe you need to take a break and rest. Maybe you need to stop and catch your breath. But I feel there's going to be a lot of challenges with the Sun conjunct Mars. But this is where we might find our inner spiritual strength, right? And so I think many of us really don't have a freaking clue what is ahead of us. And with risks, there is rewards, but there's also the danger of pitfalls as well. And so I do feel November is going to feel a lot lighter than October because we're not in eclipse energy anymore. But I feel we're still going to have some obstacles to face. I think many of us are going to be spiritually tested when it comes to our path moving forward. But I do feel whatever comes up in the energies in November, especially with the Sun conjunct Mars, this is where we will learn to spiritually grow and to become the strongest version of ourselves, right? It's like the energy of the song Sia. My ears ringing and I'm hearing the song Unbreakable. So I feel this is going to be an opportunity for a redo, to start again. It's never too late to start again. That's one thing I've learned on the journey. But I feel this is going to be a massive shift for this lifetime for many of us, right? And so with each transit conjunction does come a choice. So I think this is it. This is the pivot point. Are you in or are you out? Because the way I see it is you're giving it all and you're all the way in or you're all the way out. There's really no half measures here on the journey. It's all or nothing kind of energy. And so what have you said no to in the past that you wish you would have said yes to? What are you going to do this time? Because I feel this is the split. This is the pivot point. We can't keep staying in our comfort zones. You know what? The comfort zone serves a purpose. It has its advantages, right? It's where we're comfortable. It's cozy. Who doesn't like to be in their comfort zone? But comfiness and coziness creates inertia. It creates complacency. And when we're in our comfort zone, nothing can hurt us. And if we're so embedded in our comfort zone, then there is no growth and we become stuck and stagnant. And so the comfort zone really eventually gets a little bit boring. The comfort zone would be the south node. So pay attention to your south node. But if you want what it is that you truly want, and you know that it's out there, it ain't going to come while you're sitting on the couch eating bonbons and watching soap operas, right? And so you got to get out there. You got to take the action, and you got to be willing to take that risk to go after your desires, even if the answer is no. Because if you never ask, the answer is always going to be no, right? And so how can you look beyond all of the boundaries and limitations that you've inflicted on your own life when it comes to the familiar surroundings of the comfort zone? And how can you push yourself to take a risk and to embrace the unknown? And that's what that energy is kind of asking us to do. On November the 24th, Mars will finally be out of Scorpio and it will be entering Sagittarius. And so this is happening, like I said, on the 24th. And this is where we're going to have to get in touch with our desires that were activated at the new moon in Scorpio. And a decision will have to be made. It's D-Day. It's deadline day. Are you ready to embark on the new journey, or are you going to stay stuck in the comfort zone? But I feel this energy of packing up your bags, leaving a toxic situation behind, and getting ready to prepare for a brand new adventure in love and your spiritual path. On November the 27th, we're going to have the full moon in Gemini, and it's going to be at 4 degrees. Gemini energy is all about the twins. And so I do feel this full moon in Gemini will now be opposite Mars in Sagittarius. And this is where we're going to have to come face to face with a major decision, right? We're going to have to acknowledge what was hidden, what we've repressed, what we've chosen to, ignore. Like if you've been living with the rose-colored glasses on, and the eclipse didn't push you out of that comfort zone, this full moon is going to say, hey, get ready to be face to face with your deepest, darkest fears. And so I feel Gemini is bringing in that missing puzzle piece for the twins. And we will have that clear picture. I feel many of the divine masculines will have the clarity that they want, that they need to know exactly how to get to the divine feminine. They're going to say, oh my God, I know this is what I want. I know why I want it. And I know exactly how I'm going to get it. So I feel the full moon in Gemini is going to be the highlight of November. And this is going to create objective movement forward and a revelation of a long-awaited answer, or a revelation of a long-awaited message or communication. And so Pluto will also be trine the full moon in Gemini. And so this is adding depth and intensity to this transformation journey for the spiritual path. So I wasn't planning on pulling any cards with this update. That's what I got for what to expect with the November astrology. I will be posting an announcement video later today if you would like to jump on the bandwagon to join my online tarot class starting in I think about 9 or 10 days is the start date. Feel free to shoot me an email. I will be doing a post momentarily, and so keep an eye for that. And I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thanks.